Tonight, a man is honoring his late friends nearly 60 years after tragedy struck in Waterford.
A devastating house fire in 1966 claimed the lives of 4 young children. Well, fast forward to this past March when a couple came to our first Let's Talk event in Waterford, sharing a story that touched us all.
7 News Detroit's Alexandra Bahu shows us what's being done to remember the lives lost.
Bob Russako has lived in the Waterford area all his life. Cheerful childhood memories around every corner.
Back in the day, we had a beautiful beach down here. We used to go down there and watch Bob Seger and the Amboy Dukes play.
His neighborhood was magic, and so were the days spending time with the Browns, who lived just around the corner. A mom with 5 kids, all full of life.
None of us really got in any trouble other than normal antics we all did when we were kids, I guess.
But January 5th, 1966 is a day that stifled the joy heard on these streets.
I was supposed to spend the night there.
An early morning fire ripped through the Brown family's house on Arcadia Park Drive, tragically killing 4 of Bob's friends, 15-year-old Catherine, 12-year-old Nancy, 9-year-old Donald, and 7-year-old Julia. Their mom, Barbara, was at work when it happened. The second oldest, Larry, was able to escape by jumping to safety. 4 young lives gone, dreams of the future ripped away, the news almost unfathomable.
I knew about the fire, I didn't know about all the kids. And that's when I went to school, and they called me down to the office. I'm thinking, oh, I got in trouble, I must have did something wrong. And the principal came out and says, you know, we're gonna let you have a few days off to go be with your friend Larry.
Bob would be one of the pallbearers at the funeral, helping to carry the children when he was just a child himself.
Carrying those 4 caskets and seeing the 4 holes in the ground, it was just, that's when everything kind of really sunk in.
Time would tick on. He would sometimes check in with Larry and Barbara, but things were different.
And I remember him and his mom got a trailer. And I remember going over there, and it just didn't feel the same. No kids, it was just Larry and his mom.
Both Larry and Barbara would pass away years later, but old memories continued to tug at Bob.
They didn't even have a chance to live. I mean, Kathy would have been my age. I mean, she missed out on 60 good years of life, and all those kids. It's just too bad.
Then an impromptu visit to Waterford Center Cemetery to see his old friends once again left him with questions.
So when you first came here, you said it was just
grass. Looked around, I couldn't find any graves. And I said, I kind of remember they're like right here. And then later I found out that there was no markers at all. So that's when I thought, I got to do something about that.
And so Bob did. He decided to buy grave markers for the 4 children.
You can't leave them those graves all those years. It's just like they were forgotten, They're said, and it's not their fault,
But he needed information, birth dates. He posted to Facebook. The community responded, some remembering the tragedy, wanting to help, and then
I go, Larry was my husband, and are you the Bob Russako that was his friend? Because he talked about Bob a lot. And he's like, yeah.
Oh, nice to see you in person.
Nancy Brown says the kids' mother, Barbara, would often come out to leave flowers and cement planters on their graves, but they would disappear every year. Eventually, she let it be.
She just kind of felt like she couldn't afford the headstone, and she'd rather spend the money on Larry and his sister Sue. So, yep, that's what she did.
Nancy so grateful to Bob for making this happen now, almost 60 years later.
Now we have something that we remember him by forever, So, yeah, I think she would just be absolutely thrilled. Her and Larry both. They'd be looking down on Bob.
Bob, along with Nancy and other neighbors, plan to hold a little ceremony this summer when the grave markers are finished. A final chapter to a devastating story, a memorial to live on for the kids whose lives were taken too soon.
well, it's going to look a lot different once those markers get in.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. Should have been done long ago.
In Waterford, Alexandra Bahu, 7 News Detroit.
Wow. And those kids, despite the tragedy, deserve to be remembered.
Yeah. And
What a wonderful thing.
And how beautiful that he's still remembering them so many years later, and they have such an impact on his life currently.
Absolutely. And everyone can share in on it.
Can't wait to see those headstones soon.